All right, ladies and gentlemen, today I'm working on a 1/2-inch drive, 44809 Craftsman. I got this out of the estate sale. Selector switch works pretty good. It's definitely dry. It looks like it's, at first I thought that was dirt. It's rust. So this is a satin finish. This part of it's polished, and this part of it's polished, and then the name handle part. So I think I'm going to just take it apart first before we go to cleaning. I want to see how dry it is inside. These are very, very, very simple to work on. Oh man, it's in good shape. It's brand new in a sense. Yeah, it's in good shape. Make sure I don't lose the ball bearing. Ball bearings in there. It sits on top of that spring, for those of you that don't know. I'll show you when we put it back together. Take the spring out, just grab it, pull it out. Oh yeah, that spring's, it's new. Ball bearing and spring, I always put them on a magnet so I don't lose it. I have lost, there's 5 of them rolling around in here in this shop somewhere. Oh yeah, teeth are in great shape. You see the wear mark on the back side? That's just, yeah, it's just dirt. It's not bad. It's actually, this is brand new ratchet. There's nothing here that would cause me to think this thing was abused. It's just, can't remember which estate sale I bought this, but there was one gentleman that he'd been retired for a couple of decades, and I think this is where it came from. Between the sockets and this ratchet and a couple other little things, I paid, I think, close to $91 for it. I actually did very well. Oh yeah, look at the teeth on that. Really good shape. So there's almost no wear marks. Well, really don't see any. So that's good. That's a good sign. I'm wondering if this paint will come off with carburetor cleaner. Maybe the wire wheel will take it off. Yeah, carburetor cleaner. So the wire wheel will just knock off. Too bad it's got a lot of rust on it. Oh, the wire wheel will get most of that, I guess. Trying to get all the trash out of the inside there. That'll all polish up pretty good inside. All right, let's take it to the wire wheel and just give it a once off. And that's lightly rust. I'll use a Dremel on this. Probably use the wire wheel on this part. All right. Take the Dremel and clean this up a little bit. I think this is like a black oxide, this part of it from the factory, but with all the rust on it, If I take it off, I'm not really worried. I just want it to function well. Take some of the trash off of it. Yeah, rust off of that. Okay, I've got this cleaned up. This is cleaned up real good. So now all I'm going to do is the inside of this, lightly polish it. All right, looks good. Nothing wrong on the inside. Since I had it apart, I went ahead and just went over it real good. It's in really good shape. This thing's gonna be a nice little wrench. For less than $1, if you look real close, you can see pitting. That light surface rust, most of it came off very, very well. Looks like this is pitting right here too. I can't tell for sure, but I'm not worried. Anyways, I'm just gonna lightly polish the top end here and this and the lettering and make it look good. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to make another tool. I'm just do it on camera, that way somebody might want to see this. I use a hairpin, a lady's hairpin, and these are abundant. If you got a woman in the house, I guarantee you got some of these somewhere. So I want to measure. I don't want to go all the way down, so I got a little twisted. See how this works. I'm going to use this little homemade tool to hold the ball bearing in place to slide this cam gear in. They do make a tool. Snap-on, I know, makes one, and every time I go to try to find one, they're out of stock or something. Anyways, I don't need it anymore. I use a screwdriver. This I found it works best. So let's put this thing together. A little grease. Guys, use what you want. If you want oil, use oil. I use grease. Anything with metal contact. It doesn't have to be flooded. It doesn't, I mean, if you want to, you can put as much in there where it oozes out. I don't care. It's not going to hurt anything. It's not under high torque or high speed, so it's not like, you know, you're going to have a lot of RPMs or something that's going to burn it up. Back in the day, in the old ratchets had oil ports, and you put oil in them. But companies like Snap-on and some of the others, when they send a rebuilt kit, it comes with a little packet of grease in it. I can't remember, Super Lube, I think it's called. My ball bearings, I'm trying to clean the ball bearing off. I did. See? Now, what I'm going to do, and let me get a little screwdriver. Boy, I got little fibers all over that steel wool, all over everything. I'm going to put on the end of the spring. And all I'm doing that for is to hold this in place. You'll see what I'm saying here in just a second. Grab it. I'm using the grease as sticky. Now, make sure you put the diamond, I call that the diamond. That's the receiving part of the selector switch. That's it. That simple. And you can use this on 3/8. You can use it on 1/4 inch too. I found that on the 1/4 inch, what I did on the other one is I took a Dremel and ground it down, made it a little thinner, and it works just fine. These are inexpensive. They're cheap. Like I said, I made it right here in front of you. Now, there's a couple different ways of putting the selector switch in. My previous video I made, I showed where you set this at about a 45-degree angle, and you drop this in and try to, well, for some people it's too difficult. So this, it's real simple. I'm looking to see, okay, the direction, see the directions, see the triangle there? See the triangle in the top of the cam? I'm going that way with it. See, it won't go down. It won't go all the way down. But here's the trick. Real simple. Pull this out about halfway. You don't want to go too far. You don't want to pull the ball bearing out. Just, well, just like I did. Well, at least somebody might see what not to do, what I just did. I'll tell you what I'm going to do here. Nah, it's all right. There's enough grease in there. Drop this back in there. This time, I'm not going all the way down. Set this in there. See, I pushed it out about halfway. See that? Don't let the ball bearing. Then I'm going to pull this back. Come on. Drops in there. Once it drops in there, shit, I'm having more trouble with this one than I do it my other way. Come on. Come on. There. It should be in. Why I say it should be in? What am I doing wrong? Am I not in the right spot? Oh shoot, I'm in the wrong spot. Sorry. This points this way, See the bat wing? this. I was going the wrong way. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I was screwing up. I'll leave that in the video. Push this out just a little bit more. Come on out a little bit more. I want this to fall all the way down. Come on. My fingers are greasy now. Come on, drop in there. Why doesn't it want to drop in there? Huh. Normally, all right, I'm gonna leave this. Let's do it this way then. I got this set at about a 45. Heck, that was easier. Oh well. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. Not holding my mouth right. Trying to make myself look stupid. There it goes. It's real simple. All I did on this time, I just had it 45. I made sure the back winding was about the same. Held the ball bearing in place. Heck, let's just do it again on camera. Ball bearing still stuck with all the grease. This flopping around. See? Moving around. So I'm going to turn it back to here. About 45. See that? Use my little trusty hairpin. There we go. Did it again. Select your switch. You can see the ball bearing in there. These are really simple, ladies and gentlemen. There's not a lot hard to these. This style of Craftsman is very well built. For those of you people out there that call Craftsman craftsmen, who don't like Craftsman but love Snap-on and Proto and all those, well, ladies and gentlemen, Snap-on and every manufacturer made Craftsman at one point or another. So there you go. I say every. There was probably 12 or 13 manufacturers over the years that made Craftsman tools. Craftsman never had a factory. Oh my God, I run across people all the times don't understand that. Craftsman never made anything. Sears never mass produced anything. It was all contracted out. I'm putting grease on this. It doesn't have to be heavily lubed. There's a few people out there that love to lube it and then pack it full of grease, and when you put it together, grease is oozing out. That's fine. It's not going to hurt anything. I personally don't like that much. You can get away with just some light oil if you want. Okay, now see where the bat wing is, the bottom cam gear, turn it to center and drop it in. That simple. Easy peasy. Now, this is either way, but I know I can see the wear marks. That's the way it was, so that's when we put it back. E-clip right on top. Man, I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, you find these out and use somewhere, if it's under 10 bucks, buy it. It's a steal. In good condition, cleaned up like this, if you find it for $15, it's a great buy. Quiet. When you use the grease, it makes it really, really quiet. All right, use a little wax on it. I use wax just for added protection. This will probably get used. I like this style of Craftsman, always have. It's some people don't like them. I'm not sure why. They're heavy, they're well built. They're not 100 tooth. I think these are coming out of the factory at 80. I think they're different ones. I might be off there. I better not say anything else on that because I'm not sure. And I didn't count them. And I don't care. I have a couple of fine tooth ratchets. I rarely use them. Rarely do you get in a position where you need that little bit of turn. It's usually something like on a 5.3 Chevrolet. There's a couple of Fords that have a certain position where your alternator bolt, you have to get in just in a certain spot without taking everything apart. Anyways, doesn't matter. There I got it. Look at there. You can see the pitting. This side's not pitted as bad. This side is pitted. You can see that little damage there. It doesn't have any, the anvil has no wear mark whatsoever. None. It is in such good shape. Speaking of, let me drop a little drop of oil on this detent here real quick. Oh, I don't have to do that. I forgot it's got a thumb release. Sorry. I got less than $1, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. 1/2 inch drive, 44809. It's a VG series. Not sure who made it, but I don't really care. Most of these style 44809s, they were made by the millions. They would send out the contract, Sears would send out the contract to different manufacturers, and whoever came back with the lowest bid made them. So, and they got the contract. My understanding, I talked to somebody not long ago, he said it could be up to a 2-year contract at a certain price. This individual seemed to know what he was talking about on Sears products. So anyways, if you look real closely, you can see a little difference in the polish. I should have just went ahead and took it all polished really good. And didn't care. It's a good use tool. There's no need to make it, I mean, really and truly, it didn't need to be polished. The wire wheel and just waxing it probably would have been just fine. This is not a trophy. This is a good used quality tool. There's no reason to bring it back to better than factory. I think right here, this is as good as it's going to get or needs to be. It's a good usable tool. There's no wear. I mean, even the teeth on the inside were excellent shape. But just somebody left it with some water on it, the surface rust. But there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Look for these old quality tools. Craftsman, Proto, New Britain, whatever. Just find something out there. You can do everything I did here with a Dremel tool. You do not have to have a wire wheel. You don't have to have a buffing wheel. If you've got an old grinder, you can put a buffing wheel on it and a cheap little wire wheel on it, and you can do the same thing I did here. So you can do the same thing with a Dremel tool. A little cheap Dremel tool can clean up a lot of tools. And I did most of this with a Dremel. Yeah. So anyways, hit the pawn shops, hit the estate sales, garage sales, the flea markets. This time of year, right now it's getting hot. So the people that show up at estate sales, or people that are having estate sales and the flea market and garage sales, they're trying to get rid of their junk, because by 10 o'clock around here, it's hitting 95 degrees. Today it's supposed to be like 102 2, so they're trying to get done quick. So keep an eye out for this stuff. You can find them out there, ladies and gentlemen. That's enough for the day. You all have a good day now.